Hello Scorpio, I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your March 2017 Tarot Forecast. Do remember you can use these videos for your sun, rising, and moon signs. So let us begin. You begin the month with the Eight of Wands. This card represents your current outside influences at the beginning of the month, and it's talking about action and things going at a very fast pace and swiftness and haste. It could be that it's even too fast, that it's getting too crazy for you, too reckless, having a really busy schedule, having to work under pressure, things of that nature. So, fast action regardless though. It could be of a more successful type, can be like fast success, or it could be that things are getting too stressful and hectic and crazy. Could be a little bit of both even. And again, can also talk about a quick change of pace. For the challenge card, or what may help or hinder you, you have Temperance reversed. This indicates the challenge for you this month is going to be around some bad luck and misfortune, unfortunately. Can also indicate feelings of sadness and sorrow and depression, but I would say most significantly, or at least what I tend to think of when I see the Temperance card, is the deeper meaning and purpose of things, seeking the meaning of a situation or maybe life in general, could be a significant theme for you this month, and almost getting sick of the constant fast pace. Notice how this card fell right over the Eight of Wands here. Like you're saying you need more balance and moderation, and like things are getting too shallow as well perhaps, and you're searching for the meaning, the philosophy, the metaphysics, theology, idealism, all that kind of stuff, the realm of ideas. For the underlying energy, you have Strength reversed. This is also talking about some feelings of sadness and sorrow, and it can be weakness and fatigue and a lack of optimism. But perhaps more significantly, it's talking about a certain almost hatred of the extroversion, a disgust with superficiality, like you're feeling sick of things that seem fake to you or plastic to you, things that seem more and more unimportant to you. Beneath the surface, you're getting sick of them. The extroversion, the extroverted behavior, you're feeling like it's trivial, and you want something deeper, the deeper meaning. Now, before we move on, the Strength card reversed is also advising you. So is Temperance, actually, for what may help or hinder you, what may help you. Both of these cards are advising you to stay optimistic, to remain energized and passionate and enthusiastic, and with the Strength card in particular, to be strong and confident. That's what they're recommending that you do, what will be of assistance to you, or what will help you this month. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, you have the Six of Pentacles. This card is normally a very positive card and actually has no negative meanings in its upright position that I'm aware of. So maybe for some of you, you haven't even really dealt with any issues recently, but if you have, this is talking about issues surrounding dishonesty, dishonest and immoral people, especially people that you thought were honest and moral and were people of integrity, and then you later found out that they were not. And this would be especially around a work situation, although it doesn't have to be. This can also talk about issues surrounding payoff and rewards, like not getting the payoff and rewards for the work that you have done or something like that. And again, just difficulties with schedules and time management, the haste that we talked about earlier, being too busy, basically, having too much to do, and it has gotten perhaps overwhelming. For what you hope to achieve, you have the Six of Cups reversed. This is also indicating here a disgust with triviality and seeking deeper commitments. You hope to achieve those deeper commitments. And it could even be that you're seeking the truth about a situation, or maybe even digging into things like philosophy and the meaning of things, maybe from an angle of trying to get to the truth of that, of whatever it is that you're learning about, basically. Now, I feel like I should also mention here, because it's not as strong of an indicator as what I just said, but it's still there. It's almost like you guys are, maybe a minority of you anyway, are really wanting to achieve a new romantic relationship this month, but you feel blocked about it in some way. Like maybe you don't have the self-confidence, as indicated by Strength card reversed down here, to start that new relationship, or to start dating, or even to start a new creative venture or something that you're interested in. But especially the relationship angle is popping up here to a significant enough extent that I felt it definitely worth mentioning. But I would say the idea of seeking deeper commitments is probably even more significant than that. For the near future, you have the Sun card reversed. This is talking about, again, the sorrow and depression and sadness, pessimism, feeling obscured, feeling almost oppressed. It can even talk about evil, as Temperance here reversed can talk about as well. And it can also be a loss of love, and even Strength reversed can talk about that as well some. So that's another like possibility that like it's kind of popping up in this spread, and yet at other times, it seems like other things are vying for attention more. But that is a possibility here, that like a loss of love or maybe a rejection of some kind. Even the Six of Cups reversed, like if that wasn't the hope to achieve position, that can kind of talk about that. So I wouldn't say it's a major concern, but it is there basically. However, on a lighter note, yet again we have another card here, the Sun, which is advising you, since it is reversed, to try to be optimistic. That's 3 cards here that are saying to you, being optimistic will be helpful to you this month, staying positive basically. And also with the Sun in particular, talking about maybe even focusing on new beginnings will be helpful to you. And enjoying the things in life that make you happy. Trying to be more joyful, or focus on the things that make you joyful. The Sun card is in its upright position anyway, very much about the enjoyment of the pleasures of life. So it's almost like the potential for you guys to have a fairly good, or maybe even a really good month is there, but there are these other like negative energies trying to pull you down. And also, before we move forward, even though I already mentioned this, I'll mention it again because it's another indicator with the Sun reversed here. There could be more dishonesty and immorality going on. So, watch out for those people back here if you dealt with them. They may be coming back, or maybe even more dishonest, immoral people. But it looks like you are trying to get to the truth of things. You're focusing on higher pursuits. Temperance card, Six of Cups reversed, seeking deeper commitments. So it's almost like maybe you guys, especially if you stick to that, focusing on the higher pursuits and the meaning and the truth and all of those things that really matter. Basically, you're sick of the things that don't matter. You want to focus more on the things that do matter. If you do that, you might just rise to a whole new level and not even be affected by these negative, neurotic, narcissistic, deceptive people lurking about. Now that said, for your attitude or position on the situation, about halfway through the month you have the Moon card. And this is talking about the possibility of your not feeling so in touch with reality, at least at this point anyway. Perhaps feeling dreaminess, feeling fearful, especially fearful of other people talking about you behind your back, or engaging in other unscrupulous activity in the shadows, a fear of what's hidden in the shadows, a fear of hidden enemies. Also talking about anxiety and being in a state of illusion, talking about paranoia and suspicion. And it can also be another card that's indicating some sorrow or depression. So again, I would be dishonest myself if I did not mention that. So that's something else to watch out for, or to consider at this point in the month. And the Moon card can also talk about vampirism, about psychic attack. You may be feeling vampirized or parasitized by people who are manipulative, people who try to suck the life out of you for their own evil, selfish purposes, basically. People that want to use you and your energy as like a processor for their issues. People that want to lay all their problems and crap on you and expect you to deal with it. People that are vampires, basically. Now, fortunately, this card only fell in your attitude or position on the situation, so this is just how you're feeling, not necessarily reflecting any real manifested reality. So, from the looks of it here, a lot of this is probably just fear and suspicion, except for the part about the dishonest and immoral people. That does keep showing up. So that part of it is probably where you're getting those feelings. of fear and suspicion and all of that, but it's like, don't blow it out of proportion. Don't make something more of it than it actually is. Remember, the cards are telling you, stay optimistic, stay positive, basically. For the outside force coming in, you have the Nine of Wands reversed. So this is something outside of you that is coming at you, most likely later in the month. And the Nine of Wands reversed, this could be something that tries to threaten your status, like at a job. This could be something that tries to block your efforts, something that tries to compel you to give up or give in too soon. This could be a demotion. This could be abandonment. And this could also be an illness that may come your way. So those are the things to primarily consider and guard yourself against. For your hopes or fears, you have the Three of Swords. This is basically, especially if you're focusing on the truth or the meaning and philosophy and all of that, that you're hoping for the strength to be able to tell it like it is, to lay it on the line, to speak regardless of consequences. Like you want to, like you're aware of these immoral people and dishonest people, and you're hoping that you have the strength to confront them if you have to, or to not be dissuaded by their deception, basically. Now, the Three of Swords, in a positive sense, to expand on that, as those were some positive meanings as well, is talking about fortitude during difficult times and bravely moving ahead. You're hoping that you have that. You're hoping that you have the strength and confidence for that, and you're hoping that you have enough of a grasp on reality to do that, basically, to stay strong during difficult times. Now, on the flip side of that, the fears, you may be afraid that you don't have the strength and the self-confidence to stay strong during difficult times and to bravely move forward and tell it like it is and all that. And then when we interpret this card negatively, there's a lot of things that this can mean in a negative sense. And so to just, I guess, throw some of them out there, you could be afraid of trouble, shock, worry, agitation, concern, confusion, frustration, suffering, dissatisfaction, plans going awry, loss of love, manipulation, suspicion, paranoia, erratic behavior, antagonism, accusation, blame. And especially, and I would say especially when we look at the artwork of the card, again, the fear of like a loss of love, that's kind of coming up again here. A broken heart, being stabbed in the heart is literally the artwork of the card. That does appear to be a concern, I would say, for some of you. Because really, this is a pretty dynamic card. It has some very definite positive meanings and some very definite negative meanings. So, I mean, it's going to vary, honestly. I'm seeing indications for both in this spread. So, remember, it's basically on the hopes side of things, hoping to have fortitude during difficult times and have the strength to move forward and also tell it like it is. And on the fear side of things, being afraid that you might not have the strength to do that, being afraid of being hurt and suffering and pain. For the outcome, finally a bit of good news. We have the Eight of Swords reversed. This is a card of breaking free, liberation, catharsis, recovery, improved times, harmony returns, fear passes. It's also a card of discovering an injustice. Remember what we were talking about earlier, and the truth being made clear. So you are seeking the truth this month, basically. You know, the deeper commitments, the meaning and purpose, you know, getting sick of the liars and their trivialities. And by the end of the month, most of you have indeed discovered the truth. However, what this card is really meaning, since it is the outcome card and it's saying it's how this whole month, this whole mass of energy turns out, the outcome of it, the summary of it. It's really saying that whatever challenges you went through this month were necessary in order to help you break free from that which was holding you back. These difficulties were necessary for you to experience to help you break free from limitations. So anything that you lost, any one that you lost, any sadness you might have gone through, whatever it happened to be, that may have been the very thing that was holding you back. And now that that crap is out of your life and you're recovering from it, particularly around the end of the month, you have broken free and released yourself from something that was holding you back from achieving your destiny, your purpose in life, or just holding you back in general, perhaps. You're no longer held back. You have been liberated by the end of the month. You've liberated yourself, I should say, by the end of the month. You, Scorpio, have done this. And speaking of Scorpio energy, we have 3 8s in this spread, and 8s are representative of Scorpio. And we have this one, the 8 of Swords reversed. We also started with an 8, the 8 of Wands, and we have the 8th card of the Major Arcana, the Strength card. So you have a lot of that Scorpion energy, the energy of your own sign, around you this month. And it's interesting how you began with it and you ended with it. And of course, as you probably know, being Scorpio, Scorpio is the sign of life and death. You have that going on here indeed. The transformation, the transformative energy is very prevalent in this spread. And so I think it's only very appropriate that those showed up as they did. You know, the death and rebirth, that's indeed what's happening here. The deconstruction and regeneration, that is what we've got going on here. And it's interesting because this month, of course, we have the spring equinox, when we transition from Pisces season to Aries season, the last sign of the zodiac, to the first sign of the zodiac around March 21st, March 22nd. And that is the time of rebirth, basically. And so you guys are right in like harmony with that. I mean, this is it seems only strangely fitting that this is what you guys have got going on this month. So enjoy it as best you can. Remember, the cards seem to think that you have the very real ability to stay positive and to be optimistic throughout all of this, and even enjoy life to some extent. Even if you are having to bravely move ahead, through various challenges. So, that's about it, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great month. This has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Scorpio for the month of March 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.